Respected Vice Chancellor, respected Food Safety Commissioner, and respected SWIFT Director, what is I directed to explain is the legal checklist to start a food business in India. Everyone knows that food business is controlled by the Food Safety and Standards Act of India. The Food Safety Act main direction is get good food or safe food to the consumers. So now the food manufacturing industry and the food service sector knows that consumer want best quality and safe food. Only then they can compete in the market. Food Safety Standards Act 2006, the government of India by notification established a body known as Food Safety and Standards Authority of India under this FSSAI Act 2006. FSSAI is to ensure availability of wholesale safe food for human consumption. The Food Safety and Standards Authority of India is governed by Ministry of Health and Welfare. The Food Safety Act consolidates and integrates various acts and orders related to food. The Food Safety and Standards Act 2006 integrate various other orders like the Prevention of Food Adulteration Act, Milk and Milk Products Act, Edible Oils Packaging Act, Vegetable Oil Products Order, Meat Food Products Order, Fruit Products Order, and Essential Commodities Act. Actually, food safety means it is a scientific discipline describing handling of food, preparation of food, storage of food. And also the aim is to prevent foodborne illness and food poisoning. It compiles the Codex Alimentaris. Codex Alimentaris is a collection of internationally recognized standards, code of practices, guidelines and recommendations relating to food production and food safety, such as food labeling, food hygiene, food additives, and pesticide residues. In the present condition of COVID-19, the FSSAI mandate is to ensure safe and wholesome food to the country. The importance of food safety and hygiene has never been more as we navigate through these unprecedented times. As we change our lifestyle in times of social distancing to prevent further transmission of COVID-19, FSSAI using its social media presence to help guide the community with an appropriate course of action during this public health crisis. The FSSAI actually gives directions for the conduct of business during the COVID-19. We have issued guidelines for the food hygiene and safety guidelines for food businesses during COVID-19 pandemic. Also, the FSSAI is giving post-act training, food safety certification training to the FBO regarding how to handle COVID in the business unit or in the manufacturing unit. We are giving special training for the FBOs and the food handling persons and food industry regarding the how to prevent COVID in working area. That we are planning. Post-act training is planning. The major issues we face during this inspection and during this inspection is the quality of fish. Earlier, our respected commissioner and joint commissioner informed distribution of fish is a major problem that arises during this COVID period also. You see that in so many reports are there. We have catched about 10 metric ton of bad fish that is from check post and from our local market everywhere. What we found out is even though the fish look good outside, but after the consumption of fish, so many consumers are complaining that they face or they have developed so many food poisoning incidents like vomiting and other things. What we find is the distribution of fish, without a proper cold storage, even though the fish is coming from other states like Karnataka, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, other containers or vehicles have no proper cold storage system. They keep only ice. Actually, and the shortage of ice making the fish very bad. And also, it is fish is while checking, we found that fish is rotten or fish is damaged or destroyed. That is why we destroy so much amount of fish. Also, we found formalin and ammonia in the fish. By checking our safety kit, formalin ammonia kit is checking kit, the formalin and ammonia. Now the problem is we cannot now we are shortage of in safety kit. So uh, what is recommend I request our SIFT people to help us to get this kit in market. Now it is shortage of kit that is faces a serious problem to us also. And also the FSSA direct that with the fish only the available availability to keep fish is ice. The FSSAI principle is one for 1 kg you add 1 kg fish, 1 kg fish, 1 kg ice is required. So during transmission, during transporting 1 ton fish, 1 ton fish is transporting, this will add 1 ton ice also. That is not practicable because ice the value, the amount or the amount spent for ice is very high. So people these transporting people are adding formalin or ammonia to keep fish fresh. That is why they are adding this. During checking, we found that coming from 3 days for 8 days, after 8 days traveling, the fish is completely in spoiled condition due to the non-availability of fish or non-availability of ice or shortage of fish. That is the main problem we face during our inspection. And also the market also the amount of ice added is very less. That is why the fish becomes easily destroyed or easily damaged. So even though it is a precious and nutritious food, the handling is very uh, not proper. That is the main problem during fish transmission, transporting also, selling also, marketing also. That we have to give so much training, even though we are training to the FBOs in uh, fish sale, but the problem is still is there. Also, another problem, our joint commissioner said that is unauthorized slaughter. Unauthorized slaughtering of meat, goat, and sheep is another problem we face in market. Actually, the slaughterhouses or the slaughterhouses or the selling units do not have any allow any certificate from the local body. Local body panchayat licenses, NOC is an important one, but it is not available in every this slaughter unit or this uh, meat selling units. Also, we face so much misbranding. That is complaints that cow's meat is sold as beef meat or sheep meat is selling as goat meat. So many complaints are there. So that also a problem in our inspection field also. The in our poultry also we are facing so much complaints that so many NGOs are complaining that antibiotic is adding and they are keeping in not correct temperature and they have no license. So many complaints are receiving, but that also is a problem. During vegetable inspection also, we found that so many vegetables, the pesticide problem is coming. That is also a problem. And also in fruit and vegetables, the artificial ripening of fruits is another problem. That we are receiving so much complaints that mangoes are ripening with calcium carbide. That is also another problem. And then this hotel restaurant inspection, during hotel inspection, we found that the sanitary and hygienic problem, and also unhygienic preparation, unsanitary uh, keeping of the kitchen, etc. That's the same problem. Also, the synthetic adding of synthetic color and non-permitted additives, again, hotel and restaurant and in bakery also is a major problem facing our food safety work. What is our we plan is we are giving so much training to the FBOs, the production staff, and the food business owners. Even though the problem is existing. We are continuing our work. So when we going for the food hygiene, the key principles of food hygiene is prevent the contaminating food with the pathogen spreading from pupil pest. Separate raw and cooked food. This is a major food hygiene direction. Separate raw and cooked food. This may create the cross contamination. That is when cooked food is touching raw food or not prepared food, then also it's a cross contamination is happening. Cook to appropriate temperature. That is, prepare or cook foods at a correct appropriate temperature, and store food under proper temperature. That is, the meat and meat products that should be kept at a low temperature, and also the prepared food should be kept at a proper temperature. Use safe water and raw material. That is an important food safety, because water is an important one, and check the water every time. Bacteriology and microbiology test should be there. Also raw materials. Collect good raw materials from FSSA licensed retail outlet or wholesale outlet. Then only we can get safe food. Food hygiene. The importance of food hygiene is to control harmful bacteria and avoid the risk of food poisoning. The 4 C's of our food hygiene is cross-contamination, cleaning, cooking, and chilling. Cross-contamination results in food poisoning. That is earlier what I said is prepared raw food. Also, when the not clean surface touches the food, also makes a cross-contamination. And also cooking up to the correct temperature. That is also another requirement. Why sanitation is so important? Improper sanitation causes foodborne illness, poor quality food, low shelf life, and the contaminated equipments and the contact surfaces also make unhealthy food. Complete sanitation. Complete sanitation reduces the number of bacteria and viruses, and it results in safe food handling. Once the risk of hazard is identified, control must be put to reduce the risk. A hazard plan should be applied in the protection area. Then only we can identify the risk of hazard identified, and we can control the hazard. Food safety and standards regulation. FSSA license. Every food business has to take the food safety license. There are 2 types of licenses: central license, state license, and one more is registration. For petty food manufacturers, any food manufacturer who manufactures or sells any article of food to himself, a petty retailer, hawker, a itinerant vendor or temporary stallholder, or distributes food including in any religious or social gathering, except a caterer, or such business, they have turnover of below 12 lakhs, not exceeding 12 lakhs. He is a petty food manufacturer. Petty food manufacturer has to apply or registration. FBR should register with the registering authority. The registration fees is only 100 rupees. He can register online. Okay. License is issued to big businesses. They have more than 12 lakhs business, and he have applied for license, and no person shall commence a food business unless he possesses a valid license. That is the FSSA. As per FSSA, no food business operator should sell a food without a valid license. And every licensing unit has to apply good manufacturing practices and good food hygiene practices. And the fee for registration is 100 rupees, and the fee for license food services providers, including restaurant, club, categories, etc., or any other food business operator is 2,000, and the central license, the fees is 7,500. Checklist for a business. Checklist for meat processing unit. Upload the production unit photograph, blueprint or layout plan of the processing unit, list of directors. These are the list of documents to be submitted with the license. Name and list of equipment and machinery, along with the number of installation capacity and horsepower used. Then analysis report of water and the FSMS plan, NOC from municipality local body, declaration for photo ID, address proof, proof of possession of premises, partnership deal for self-declaration of proprietorship, Form 9, nomination details, which will be submitted. Checklist for a slaughtering unit. Upload production unit photograph, blueprint of the processing unit, list of directors, full address, contact details, name and list of equipment, machinery, analysis report, FSMS plan, food safety and management system plan, NOC from municipality. This is a mandatory document. We should produce the NOC from municipality or local body. Then photo ID, proof of possession of premises, partnership deed, nomination details. It should be submitted. Checklist for other than business. All other business have to submit blueprint, a layout plan of the processing unit, list of directors with the full address and contact details, name and list of equipment, machinery, list of food category, decide to be manufactured, analysis report of water, the FSMS plan, NOC from municipality and local body, declaration form, upload production unit photograph, photo ID and address proof, proof of possession of premises, partnership deed or self-declaration of proprietorship, and the nomination details. Sanitary and hygiene requirements of a slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse requirement, general requirements is has to connect, get NOC from the local authority. There is a mandatory document. And the location of the location and premises. The location and premises should be away from the vegetable and fish market, and it should be in a sanitary place. The premises requirement, reception area should have reception area, animal holding yard, separate provision for slaughter of different species, separation between clean and dirty areas. Reception area shall have watering and animal examining facilities. Layrage should be adequate size. Separate space for standing, collection of blood and dressing. Floor should be impervious and non-slippery. It should be made of tiles. Good, it should be impervious. Internal walls paved with impervious tiles up to 1 meter in case of poultry and small poultry and small ruminant, and 5 meter in case of large ruminant animals. Windows and door, other openings should have fly-through, proper drainage system, suitable space for storage of hide and skin, latrines, toilet and changing room for workers, proper disposal of slaughterhouse refuse and waste materials, adequate light, natural or artificial lighting. Sanitary practices. All parts of the slaughterhouse shall be kept clean, adequately lighted, ventilated, and shall be regularly cleaned and disinfected. Internal pavement and floor shall be thoroughly cleaned, washed with water, wiped and dried, and disinfected within 3 hours after completion of slaughter. Water used in the slaughterhouse shall be potable. The premises shall be cleaned thoroughly with the disinfected 1 day in advance of production of meat. Equipment machinery. All should be of cleanable and durable material, should not cause metal contamination. Personal hygiene. No person suffering from infectious or contagious disease shall be allowed to work. Staff shall be inoculated against entry group of disease. In case of epidemic, all workers should be inoculated or vaccinated. Provide aprons and headgears for the workers. Sanitary and hygiene requirements of meat processing unit. The location should be in a good place. It should be clean and dry place. Building and facilities. The building has the what is the work? I like that. The building has the facilities. Sanitary facilities. Water supply. There should be efficient water supply. Effluent and waste disposal should be there. Facilities for the storage of waste and inedible material. Changing facilities and toilets. Hand washing facilities in washing area, and the ventilation should be there. Equipment and utensils. Materials should be non-corrosive and it should be most probably stainless steel. In sanitary design, construction and installation, equipment identification. Hygienic requirements. Maintenance should be maintained and properly. Cleaning and distribution should be done. Hygiene control programs should be there. Storage and disposal of waste and pest control should be there. Personal hygiene, medical examination. That is, the staff should be medically examined and they should not have communicable diseases, injuries, and the staff should wash hands every time, and the personal cleanliness should be there. Sanitary and hygienic requirements for meat retail shop. The location of the meat shop should be in a hygienic place. Size of the meat shop should be as per the business they conducted. Premises should be clean. Ventilation should be there. Equipment and accessories should be non-corrosive. Transportation of meat should be done in vehicle. If it is in vehicle, it should be in proper condition. Pest control is there. Personal hygiene, that we have to keep the hand nails cut, hair cut, everything, and they should get a medical certificate. And the sanitary practices, good sanitary practices should be in the shop. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.